Excuse me, child. While I get it together. I have rediscovered. This ain't gonna make no sense because this really is off topic about what I'm gonna say here. Y'all know I'm goofy as shit, okay? I rediscovered through my look nail journey or whatever, right? Child, the claw nail and the claw form, sickening. Sickening. Because that coming through for me while we're in Leo season, bitch, it couldn't be any clearer. It couldn't be any clearer. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. Okay. So Saturday, because that, what's today? What's today? What's today? Today's Thursday, right? So Saturday is going to be the 8th. And so that I guess that's what, we've created a what do you call that? An egregore of 8. And the truth be told is that I kind of want to say something here because it's not fair for those of us who truly want to reconnect with the ancient past, and for some people they call it the ancient future. I know. When I first heard a motherfucker say the ancient future, I was like, what? Blew my mind completely. But it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Want to connect to these energies, but the truth be told is that we can't we there's a lot that has to be done. And I am a little bit concerned, and this is with me considered as well, if we even have the capacity as humanity right now. I wanted to name this the cowardly coping, but some to be cowardly is to know that you are, to be conscious of you copping out or not facing something. And I don't think that I didn't think when I was putting this together, I said that's not appropriate for what I'm observing, because people believe that they are facing demons. They believe that they are looking at something head on. But if you've not noticed, and that's the reason why I'm just like, bitch, I am I will let you destroy yourself with me, right? I've done a complete mirror whole situation. Once I came into understanding that Pluto was gonna be was while at the same time Jupiter is going through Leo. And for those of you who are not Leo, but you want to be, want to get in and get part of the festivities, I don't think you have the calling on you, and so you're probably misappropriating the energy in such a way to where it's obscuring the lesson that is supposed to be had right now. The South Node, which the South Node generally brings in things from a past life. Okay, so for some of you, if you have significant Leo placements right now, there could be a significant rise in having dream or astral travel about past lives, especially if you have South Node in Leo and this is your transit. I know that people think that having the North Node return and South Node return is easy. And I have not spoken on this enough, but baby, when I had my North Node in Cancer and my South Node in Capricorn return, that shit was not easy. It's okay, dare I say it, this is out of my, this as a student of astrology, okay, as a student of astrology, I felt like my nodal return, bitch, and like, no tea, no shade. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn and I have Mars in Aquarius, and so Mars and Saturn tend to work very well together. But no tea, no shade. My nodal return was bullshit. Like I know that for some people Saturn returns are scary because you can experience things like the loss of certain people who were crucial in your life. Saturn, when you have a Saturn return, is almost the christening of you actually becoming an adult. It ends officially. It doesn't end just because it goes over your aspects. In my opinion, you're not through a full Saturn return until you turn 33. And so everything that you're dealing with up until that point that is out of balance with Saturn is going to be dealt with. And if you have Libra placements right now, that can be very difficult because, again, that's very difficult. I wouldn't say it's as difficult for Aries because, believe it or not, I feel like Saturn and Aries, I know that Saturn's exalted in Libra, but when Saturn's looking at Libra from the aspect of not right up front, but looking at Libra from the shadow aspects, then it's a different kind of flavor. It's kind of like you know better. Well, what the fuck are you doing? You are actually, when I'm in your sign, it's exalted. Things come to you that for every other zodiac signs experience with Saturn, you have an exalted position where you have a certain amount of ease because the early life did not have a certain type of ease. Libra, you actually have more ease than a Saturnian. So when they catch a Libra cutting up right now, you just need to sit back. And I just hope that we're not leaning into lies. Because if you're meant to get it and you're thinking you're getting by, Saturn don't play that shit, baby. Because the moment that you try to play with Saturn is the moment that Saturn shows up. It's a different kind of energy. It's not a guaranteed, oh, this is punishment. No. The thing about it is that Saturn actually protects you from getting yourself killed. Like in actuality, I know that a lot of people say that Saturn's the Grim Reaper, but Saturn protects you from getting yourself killed. Or Saturn is saying, okay, so you have a death wish, you're suicidal. Let me help you out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make much of anything in this life anyway, right? Reset, right? That could be the experience you have if that's what you've been wishing upon a star with, or you've been acting and behaving in such a way that would denote that you don't want to spend much time here in this realm alive, right? Or you fucking with somebody, which then denotes that you don't want to spend that much time alive in this realm, which is ruled by Saturn. If you don't want that, you don't want to be ruled, the child, don't come here. You need to go and get disembodied somewhere. Okay? I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, okay? There's a physical, material realm that allows for you to eat, sleep, shit, and fuck. The structure of your body is under the jurisdiction and rulership of Saturn. Plain and simple. But nonetheless, the topic of this is about the coping. And as I was stating, I don't even think people know that they're being cowardly. To give people the benefit of the doubt, I don't think they know that they're being cowardly. I think they believe because of the way society is that they're actually standing up for something, and they're not. Some of you have been posting this week about shit that has been a major distraction from ills that are going on in the world. You have made something that you most likely have participated in and are squarely responsible for a distraction. You have literally become an Agent Smith this week. Some of you have been posting and you are literally an Agent Smith. And you got the nerve to come over here and measure yourself up against me. Well, don't do that. Don't do that to anybody. And when you do that going forward, may you always come up with a deficit. I know with me you will. May you always come up with a deficit. You need to. That's a nasty behavior. But some of you have been more of an Agent Smith this week than anything. You have brought attention to absolute bullshit. And then on top of that, you had the audacity to say everything's not so serious. But now that the coins are not flowing in and people's opinion of you, because people who making money shut the fuck up. They get somewhere real quiet and make their money. I would know. They get put the fuck up somewhere. When you're not making money, you got a lot of energy to get on. You got a lot of energy, bitch. You got a lot of energy. But this is my thing. Before I get any further and say something. It seems like as soon as I put up that post about habitual liars, motherfuckers been on a tangent. Bitch, if you believe that you are telling the truth, just shut the fuck up and let it speak for itself. It is not lost. Do you not know how much I've giggled in the, girl, I done giggled myself silly. Because I know I'm working with Saturnian energy. And I know that if a lot of times with the way that I rub people, if I'll push them right in there into lying about like a motherfucker. Okay, I know that about myself. It's not something I'm proud of, respectfully, but I know that I can trigger a bitch into lying and fucking themselves up doing a transit that does not favor them, just by casually suggesting some shit and move the fuck on. I don't have to get that much energy. I can just say, you know what, this is what it is. Motherfuckers was go out of their damn way, break their fucking neck. And why you trying to prove? You ain't proving shit to me, bitch. I already said what it was. I'm 1,000 You ain't. There's not one person that I've said some shit about, and it did not come out to be exactly what the fuck it is. You just mad that I said it or I'm early. And in the meantime, that I said some shit and that people like me have said some shit, you've been disrespectful and you've gotten your ass handed to you. But by the time it came out, for those who get mad because it's your favorite content creator, and then you find out that the person who was speaking on them was correct. You done said so much fuck shit that it's best if you stay out that person's way. Because what kind of bitch were you to hold up for another motherfucker that's doing that kind of shit? What kind of trifling asshole are you to hold up for somebody else who ain't worth a damn? That's the first thing. Okay? Now, you know how to get my 1 and 2 in before I got started. Another thing, why y'all over here talking about each other? Why are y'all talking about each other? That's what I meant about the cowardly shit. Why is it that you got an issue and you're trying to fucking, I don't want to do this right now, but you want to get on my, you want to give suggestions about how I should lead with love and be people first in my approach? Girl, fuck you. And I say that with love. Girl, fuck you. Some people first. Girl, fuck you. You've been sitting there talking about your homegirl who you was taking it up for, and you was windmilling by talking about these niggas and how these niggas ain't shit. What the fuck you think she over there doing? Taking care of a nigga. She got a house husband. I know, bitch, that shit sounds ridiculous, right? That shit sounds ridiculous. Motherfucker trying to talk to me and got a motherfucking house husband. Girl, do he got a house coat? Bitch, what the fuck is really going on? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all got matching house robes? Child, you want to talk to me about your magic? Oh, girl, Venus done fucking you up left to right. Because I know you got us fucked up. I know the girls are not, the moon is not happy with you right now. Venus is not, and Mercury is talking about you like a dog, bitch. Oh, you probably done gained about 10 pounds. And the other bitch telling me to be people first. Girl, fuck you. Huh? Girl, fuck you. I am people first. I'm just not gonna deal with the pleasantries because that in itself is cowardice. Y'all, you over there talking about your friend who you went and broke your neck and really fucked me over and fucked me over and got me to where I don't fuck with none of your content no more. But I ran up on the shit on what's this shit that over here called the threads? Yeah, I ran up on it showed, it mentioned it. And I'm sitting here like, in these posts that you slick talking about that girl, right? I'm not trying to cause no animosity because I'm sure that you weren't thinking to do that and you weren't trying to be like purposely obtuse about what you were saying. But the things that you stand for are not aligned with the things that you do. And I'm bringing that up to say this to you. You're coming and talking to a spiritualist, someone who has over 14 years of experience doing this work, who is detail oriented down to the last fucking thread. And you expect me to trust a word that's coming out of your mouth, okay? When you can't even be responsible for when you speak for the things that you stand for, you go against that in order to remain cordial and to be in the know and to be social amongst people who don't even respect the word that you got coming out your mouth. They just like your post because they use you just like you use them to move up in social circles. You're not even cognizant that every time you speak about a man not being shit, that old girl, the one you tried to cut me for because you think I'm a smaller content creator and that there's not people of impressive measure that listen to me, you thought that since I'm the lesser evil and you don't want to offend her because she has the larger platform. Yeah, Pisces does this shit from time to time. I know my brother's a Pisces. I love him down. But you know what kind of, you know how many times I had to call him on his phony ass ways? Pisces is the oldest in the zodiac. Why would you not be phony? Because we full of shit, right? But you tried it with me as if I'm not a Neptunian. And that's why I had a motherfucking problem with it. Like, you got to know your audience. Don't come at me because you think I'm the lesser of the two evils. I can guarantee you, by the time I'm done with you, whatever chameleon you thought I was, it'll be a Godzilla that you met. Don't fucking use me as the lesser of the two evils when you know goddamn right everything you stand for. You sat there and you're upholding the shit with somebody else. So is that really your friend? Because I promise you, if it was your nephew or your niece, they would have been all kinds of motherfuckers. Now, maybe not cussing them out, but baby, you would have had a stern chat with them about the way that they was moving about their life. And that's what I mean. People want to police the things that I say, but at least when I say things, I mean things. I don't switch and swatch to make anyone comfortable. Okay? I don't mince my words. What I say, my word is my bond. I don't do things to suit other people if it means I alienate myself. It is not you major content creators that actually enforce change. It's the micro content creators that do. And now that I have your ear and I hope that I have your portion, don't do that again. You hold space for people to be colorful in their language and their delivery. You take the opportunity, a vast opportunity, to realize that resources, whether they have a foul mouth or not, are still great, if not greater. And some of us who actually have a foul mouth, if you do research and psychologically, are more honest. Psychologically, if you actually look into the psychology of people who use foul language, it is shown that those people are actually more honest, trustworthy, reliable. So for all of the bourgeoisie shit, you're in a circle of a bunch of phony, no getting shit done ass niggas. Like that's been going on for the last 160 something goddamn years. Huh? I got one bitch mad at me because I'm top tier over her. I don't give a fuck. I think she tried to come at me because she knows that I have you know you know some associations with something with some people or some men who are a little bit tender, right? I don't have no reason to believe that a bitch who don't respect women would respect women in any capacity who are not limited to dating men who are just in their age bracket. Okay? I don't think that you or anyone else really have any place so long as someone is not abusing children, which seems to be what's been dominating the media here lately. Then it's none of your affair. I didn't have a son early, okay? I didn't have children before I was an adult. I didn't grow up with my children. So my children get the benefit of a fully mature person who is capable and is able to have the capacity to allow them to be a child without jumping in the way of their identity as a man or a woman, so that I live vicariously through them. There's enough separation. So I don't know what it's like for you. But whatever you got going on don't dictate a goddamn thing to me, because you know something? I'm still gonna do what I want to do, bitch. Call me Keisha Cole. I don't give a fuck. I always thought it was fabulous. I ain't never had a problem with the idea of an older woman dating a younger man. I've never had that problem. And I think that it's quite hypocritical for a lot of you to get up here and run your big burly chest having ass up here and talk, when the truth be told is that you have an issue with women. You want to talk about the men, but what is the factor that you want to talk about men is because you're trying to go up against women. The truth be told is that I wouldn't recommend, you know what, we'll get into this another time when it comes to some other things. But hell no, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. So if you think that I'm going to feel the kind of ways, no. You feel, I'm going to tell you what the sister was trying to do. She feels ashamed that I called her perverted and I called her mama perverted. She feels ashamed for not being able to be present as a mother for all the children that passed through her womb. And she's searching for something because she feels that by me stating those things, she's taking it as if I'm taking something from her. When baby, I'm just really reminding you of the completion of who you are. There's parts of you that need to be capitalized on more. I don't see what the fucking problem is. You're so honest with everyone else. You're able to tell everybody else about themselves. Why is it that you get to obscure some of the most important things about your own self? I think that it's admirable that you gave a daughter up to adoption when you weren't right with your own femininity and still healing from the injuries of being injured by your own mom. Knowing that your relationship with women has not fully been one that is one of grace. I think it's admirable that you didn't send your daughter through the same thing that was done to you. But to sit here and believe that I'm not going to speak on it when you are attacking me and when you are coming at me, when I know the basis of the issues that you have are through your distrust and disgust of women because you're disgusted with yourself and the things that you've done in your own life of learning and living as a young woman, and you feel that you've wasted a lot of your time and that bothers you. And in that same thing, you do the same. You whatever you're doing to me, you're doing to yourself. But see, the difference between me and you is that I'm not gonna tolerate that shit. I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna attempt to get you to pay attention to you, and see that you got far more things that you should be paying attention to than worried about what the fuck I'm doing. I was about to get y'all into my business. I'm not finna put you too much in my business though. But I can tell a motherfucker watch me. I can tell a motherfucker watch me. And since you watch me, watch this. Okay? Get your shit together. The whole reason we're into it is that you were triggered by other women praising their own beauty and their own brilliance. And you feel, I don't know how you feel with all the accomplishments you have. I don't know how you feel inferior in the presentation of another woman and her greatness. You won't even allow yourself to call your own self beautiful. Yes, absolutely, it's by the grace of the Most High God. Yes, that sustains our beauty. Absolutely. But you won't even take some form of credit. You are the vessel that was obedient in the womb. Psalm 51. God expects obedience even in the womb. That means that how we put ourselves together before we're born. The genetics that we take to ensure that we're able to weather this life is akin to us being obedient in order to resolve whatever our purpose is, our mission. And for you, you can't even allow yourself to accept that. And you came at me the wrong way. And I called you on that. You've been fucked up ever since because the onus was on you the whole goddamn time. I'm not saying that I'm without fault. Oh no, bitch. I get with it. I'm a wicked ass motherfucker, okay? I will sometimes take advantage of the fact that you're insecure. That you're watching me and saying something, and you're saying it because you're insecure. And play off that shit for far too long than I should. And I deserve to sometimes catch a bit of hell for that. But if I'm able to acknowledge that in myself, then what the fuck makes you think that you gonna get away with doing some shit to me? If I'm able to hold myself accountable about a whole other nigga, a whole other bitch, what makes you think you gonna come over here and play with me? You got a problem with your own beauty, you got a problem with your own smarts, and this is why you sell your mouth or the image of your mouth. And then you get disgusted in yourself and you don't know whether you want to be a counselor or not. When the truth be told is that it's when you're absolutely acting an ass that you should be taking notes. And you should be doing the work to say, okay, what the fuck am I feeling? What is at the center of this? You don't have a lot of, I think you said you had a Libra Venus. So you're not prone to lie to yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of Libra placements are known to be liars. Because what they want to do, just like Pisces, is they continue to want to go with the thing that's more pleasant, that's more diplomatic, or that's better received. And that can come across as a lie because it obscures the truth. And I know that you appreciate a lie because you have Venus in Libra. But you yourself being a Sagittarius, you can't hold space for lying. So why don't you use that you're getting from your Scorpio moon? Because really that's where you're doing the work with dealing with crises. I have a Scorpio sixth house with Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus there. I'm built for crisis, bitch. I'm built for a 9/11 situation. I get activated in destruction. And I'm absolutely essential in the rebuild and the fortification of a thing. So I was built for tough. And that shit ain't fair at all. But I was obedient in the womb. Okay? So are you gonna be obedient in the womb? Are you gonna take the things of your shadow and make something of it? Because if you don't, other people will. Other people will capitalize off of that shit. And instead of being upset with me, you need to sit down and make sure you jot this down. Okay? Because I'm going to still fuck on these young niggas, okay? I'm going to just tell you right now. I'm not even fucking. I'm celibate. No, I'm not selling a bit. But if I was, it ain't none of your business. But don't listen. If he's a rich nigga, okay? Too. I don't know. Maybe he want to pay for my Geritol. I don't know, bitch. The fuck, I'm not going to deny myself that. Okay? And you can go and scurry on and run on about your business. Okay? But that just will not be something I'm going to apologize for. Not here, not now. I plan on being 185 years old and my husband being 110. My probably 10th husband by then. Unless the one that I've had is 150 and we just been together and got on each other's nerves the whole time. But anyway, I'm just saying though, I don't understand what the issue is. Why do y'all have such an aversion of women? Okay? Why do you do that? I've not seen you jump your ass up about these niggas at all. But you have a lot of y'all, especially if you are a Mars dominant person, Aries and Scorpio, absolutely. You might not be male centered, but there's something in you that sometimes is adverse to the advancement of women. Or you can sometimes feel unnecessarily challenged by very strong minded, strong presenced women to a point where it's unnecessary, to the point where you're talking shit about the woman and the woman ain't never did nothing to you. So a lot of us women are going to have to heal our relationship with women. Okay? We're going to have to stop lying to our sisters and selling them Venus spells and telling our sisters to live in a certain kind of way that we don't live. You can't talk about these men. And another thing, since we're talking about men, I'm gonna say this right here and I'm gonna say this right now to my trans sisters. You don't like to be misgendered, but you don't have a problem calling a man who has not identified himself as a woman a Miss Thing. What's up with that? What's up with that? It's like you lose your ability to be a custodian for the very thing that you are claiming that you're fighting for. And you never let it be lost on us that the niggas that we are with, they want to be with you too. Why does that have to be inserted in every conversation that you have? As if we don't fucking know. Just looking at the HIV numbers alone, they let us know exactly what you are saying. And before you get up in here and start that shit, you got to be accountable for the fact that the transfer from penis to anus is so much quicker. Just like from penis to vagina, than vagina to penis. Not saying that 1% or 2% chance is not there. But we have to be accountable for the biological transfer. We get into the biology and the science of disease transmission. We have to stop asking women to ignore science for our theories. You want me to ignore a scientific model for your theoretical model? That doesn't sound like that's helping society move forward. If anything, you sound no different than the Christians that you like to talk about and persecute. As if, again, your neighborhood witch ain't out there on her whole set of knees begging a nigga and paying for him and making a nigga her god. Baby, fuck what you say. It's about your actions. Huh? It's about your actions. You can say all this shit, but if your actions denote that you are no better than the next person, then let me assume that you believe in what the other people are doing. You are just the same. You just are a blowhard and you're a hypocrite. You don't want to be misgendered, but you make it a point to misgender other people. And there's a love, and baby, you are so sweet. You're an Aries. I have you blocked. You have me blocked. I'm not going to change that because I don't want to mess up if we ever meet each other. I think you're fantastic and fabulous. So we're just going to be rude bitches to each other on social media, but we're not really. I just love you down. Okay, I get what you were saying about. I'm just weird like that. I just like to accept the weirdness of a situation until it's not weird, out of respect for the other person, really. But I get what you were saying that, heterosexual people do have an illness. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I include those who are trans as well. Because, bitch, it's a lot of trans women out here dating trans men. That is participating in heterosexual sex, FYI. It just may be trans heterosexual. Oh, what? You know what? I'll allow it. Trans heterosexual sex. I'll allow it, bitch. I don't know. Okay? And I get what you're saying, but that's because that's a result of what patriarchy has done to the relationships between men and women. Bitch, I almost put me in a choke. Patriarchy has actually been more damaging to men than it's been to anyone. If you really think about it. If you really think about it. And so I'm not here advocating for men, but what I am saying is that don't make the cause harder for us to stand behind you and stand in solidarity and to find something that makes sense and that's logical and that can it does not go against scientific discovery along, because believe it or not, there is scientific support of those who are born male who feel more comfortable or feel a need to transition into a female. There are actual scientific developments that can support that. But we can't get to a future where we could allow for funding or study at university or forensic the forensic pathology of understanding sex as it relates to gender identification. And if there are biological markers of these things, we can't get there if you wholeheartedly will ask us to ignore biology and the purpose and the actual polarity of masculine and feminine instead of bastardizing it. It doesn't, you can't fix extreme with extreme is what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, a lot of my trans sisters that got a word to black women specifically about men, you still sucking a dick at the end of the day. Why you all up in the camera talking that shit? How does it feel when you taking a hot one on the face? Huh? Looking like a whole crackhead. You not running around this motherfucker celibate. And as a matter of fact, you got problems with bitches like me who are. So what's your argument? We sound like we don't have a real grip on what the world needs right now. And we go from the extreme of persecuting someone as a predator to being a victim to being a fucking bitch, a lying ass bitch, in order to support our bullshit. It looks out of pocket. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to meet you niggas. Like you be telling me, like I was listening to the one who I started the conversation out with. She act like I want to meet them motherfucker. I don't want to meet no motherfucker that lie and like the fact that you lie. Girl, fuck y'all. I don't want to meet you niggas. Hell, motherfucker, no. You know how uncomfortable I'm gonna be amongst a bunch of lying ass, cheesing ass things. I'm gonna be awkward as shit. I want to meet you motherfuckers. So that's not a loss to me. Being wrapped up in a society of people where I have to observe these niceties that I feel are worthless and to uphold a nothing as association and 501c3 that ain't doing shit. To be quite honest with you, fuck no, I'm not finna do all of that. I'm sorry, I'm not built for that kind of shit, baby. I never want to be a celebrity. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't even know how the fuck you found me. I just liked your post, what I was following you. So I don't know where the fuck you found me at. Why you were here. Because I shouldn't be your kind of person. Because I'm going to cuss me a hoe out. And I'm going to cuss the hoe out that I like first before I cuss a bitch out that I don't like. Because I'm invested in the betterment of this person. Bitch I don't like, I could care less. That bitch could fall off the face of the earth. I could care less. Fertilize the earth as far as I'm concerned. Right? But someone I'm invested in, I'm gonna be at odds with when there's some behavior or some beliefs or ideologies that I don't quite understand. You're sitting at an intersection that is so important, and you meet that intersection with fakery and bullshit. That is a miss every single time. You don't have a problem calling these niggas out, but you got a problem calling your sisters out. And you have a problem holding yourself accountable. And that means that you cannot be trusted when the fight gets hard to actually to do the things that are required to wake your people up and to shepherd your people into a new paradigm that is suitable for all of humanity. You're incapable of doing so because you are incapable of being objective. And that's what my concern has been the whole time. Not your celebrity friends. Fuck those celebrity friends. And anyone that's on that type of time. I'm not your goddamn Bo Winkle. What you're supposed to jump up and do a jig for you niggas? Fuck y'all. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna tell you how to get the help you need. Help introduce you to some ideas, some literature, some culture that you may have not considered that may help round your view out, widen your worldview, sharpen your eye or sharpen your intuition in such a way that you become more meditative about the things that you do. That's my portion. But to sit here and do a dance and a twirl, you can go see Ebony over there at the garden for that. Because she got to, you know what I'm saying? She got to pay her rent and she got to pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? For her house husband. You see her for that. And don't hold that shit against Venus. Might I add, I just want to throw that out there. You go see them about that, okay? Y'all stop talking about each other. Because if you ever got me fucked up, I'm gonna let you know quick, fast, in a hurry. So you just better hope that the people ain't listening to me because they gonna be on your ass just as fast as I be on your ass. Don't take up for me and then turn around and talk about me. That's some fake phony ass shit. That's a weak character on you right there. Yeah, get y'all shit together, okay? For real, okay? And we're gonna go from there. All right? And worry about who the fuck you got in your bed. Make sure you go slide some oil to his motherfucking ass, his goddamn joints. Okay? Because the ones I'm gonna be fucking with, 21 and 81, they lubed all the way up. You get me? All right? They gonna be lubed all the way up. Just know that. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good one. Watch out.